Hi people, it's Archivist here and welcome to the vast expanses of the universe. This is my first time playing a game called Space Engineers, which is a little hard to define, especially as I've only just played this game. I mean, this is my very first time playing. I cut out the first 20 minutes, which is essentially me flying around in space trying to learn the controls, but this is my first spacecraft, and all I know about this game so far is that it's a game which has a lot of freedom. It's a sandbox, and you are a space engineer and you are able to build spaceships of varying sizes and space stations. That's all I know so far. And in this first video, because I will almost certainly make more because this seems like a very expansive game, I just decided to make my first spacecraft, a large spacecraft, and this is in the creative mode because in a very similar fashion to Minecraft, there is a survival mode and a creative mode. Now, because I've only just started playing this game, I don't want to overwhelm myself by going straight into survival, especially as I barely understand the mechanics, especially as you'll learn as I go along. It's creative, so there's no danger or peril, but what it allows you to do is just open up your creativity, as the game mode name would suggest, and just build anything you want, and that's a pretty cool idea. And I think in the future I can definitely open my mind up to more elaborate designs, and just by looking at Steam you can see a few of the creations that other people have made, and they are enormous. Massive structures, very intricate, and I just look at that and think, wow, that must have taken weeks or just, staying up all night. Crazy amount of detail. And my very first ship pales in comparison in both terms of just visual look and functionality. And so I kind of went at this at the same, method as I would apply to Minecraft, because in Minecraft I actually did quite like to make spaceships by building up into the sky and then start making one, exclusively in creative mode I would do that. And so I just applied the same logic I did there. I also noticed when I was going through the inventory there were things like reactors and gravitational generators, things like that, and I assumed that you'd need them to power the ship, and I guess that in order to move I would need to put thrusters on, but as you'll see in the last parts of this video, I missed a key factor there when it came to putting on my thrusters. I found it a little difficult to get a hang of certain aspects because this is in a fully 3D environment. It's not just like Minecraft where it's very obvious which way's up, which way's down, which way's left and right. You can really just swivel around, and it can make rotating things a bit of a chore, I found at first, and it's using buttons that I don't usually use, which was a little confusing at first, but I can see how with time you would just learn how to do it. I'm sure there are also all kinds of shortcuts to make the game easier to build things on, things like that. So I was just flying around with my jetpack, because your jetpack allows you to just fly around freely, building my first spaceship. And all I knew that I had to do was I had to build a cockpit by putting like a space deck, and that was essentially all you need, for the most absolute fundamental ship you can make, because make no mistake, this is the most basic ship you could possibly make, really. Being someone who's only just started to play this game and doesn't fully appreciate the depth that you can really delve into, I am seeing obvious similarities to Minecraft, but at the same time I don't consider that to be such a bad thing, because not only is it taking what works very well with Minecraft, but it's improving upon it, and I wouldn't say just making, if you want, Minecraft 2, but it's just bringing it into a very different setting. Sure, you could pretend you're in space in Minecraft, but this is very much space. You've got things like, as I mentioned before, gravity generators. You can move around in a fully 3D environment, and it's just huge as well, just absolutely massive. Now, I think, as I understand just from looking at the description of this game, it's also a multiplayer game, and you can actually get into ship battles, because I did notice you can put weapons on your ship. So I can imagine that outside of just building things, there is an enormous amount of things to do in this game. And as someone who's really looking forward to the game No Man's Sky coming out for the PlayStation 4, this is going to be a game that will either really help me ease my way to it so I don't feel like I'm missing out too much for No Man's Sky, but to be honest, for all I know, if the community for this game really takes off, it could potentially overshadow No Man's Sky. It depends, because you can make whatever you want. And when I look at these kind of games, I try to wonder if they've got longevity, because I remember last year I played another space-based early access game called Planetary Annihilation, and I really enjoyed that at the time, really enjoyed it, but when it actually came out, when the game was fully released, I didn't really want to play it anymore. And I wonder if this kind of game, Space Engineers, will hold my and the collective attentions of people and players for the same amount of time as Minecraft. I mean, I don't think it will be the new Minecraft, because this game is also, just from what I can tell, it seems a little more complex. There's a lot more mechanics, and what you're actually building, there's more physics around. For example, if you're building a spaceship and you fly into it, you actually cause it to spin around. So it's not got those bizarre Minecraft physics where things float in the air for no reason. I mean, things do float, but only because it's space. If you really like the idea of Minecraft but got put off by the things like the unrealistic visuals, the unrealistic physics, or almost if you want the slightly childish look, it will say, but I'd say family-friendly look for Minecraft. If you want a realistic Minecraft, this could perhaps be your best option, because this actually works better than it could have done, say, on Earth, like if they were putting it on a planet, because it gives you the excuse to be able to fly up and down and build with an enormous amount of freedom. One of the maps actually starts you off in a completely blank setting, so there's absolutely nothing, so you can build anything you want. And although I haven't spent much time on it at all so far, you could recreate things like the Enterprise. I actually did see someone has created a a Star Destroyer, from Star Wars, and I saw that and I just thought, wow, that looks so close to the real thing. It's unreal. I saw it in Minecraft, but in Minecraft, even with the enormous amount of detail they put into it, it still looks like a Minecraft creation. In this, it genuinely looked like a Star Destroyer, like it was made for a Star Wars game. Very impressive. And you know what? As a massive fan of Star Wars, I'm probably going to try and recreate a few of the ships. I won't do the Millennium Falcon, because that's, I don't know, it's kind of complex to make, but I think the basic structure of a Star Destroyer would be workable. I think I might go with that. And hey, the Death Star, the thing about the Death Star is you just have to make a sphere, really, don't you? I mean, you can really be very complex with the interior if you want, but the basic shape is very easy to get to grips with. When this game no longer is in early access, so once it's become a full game, I would absolutely love to review this game, but up until that point, I think I'm going to keep showing snippets of Space Engineers, see if I can play the game any better, move outside of creative, make some truly elaborate creations as opposed to the joke, the first creation that I've made so far. I'd really love to do that. I think there's an enormous amount of potential in this game for both viewing and just playing. So, as always, people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.